All right, hello, my name is Sarah Simon, and I was assigned to Group 2. And for this project, the theory that I chose was the theory of justice by John Rawls in 1971. And what this theory basically explains is that justice should be slanted to favor those who are least in power. And the paradigm that I chose, or that came with this theory, is functionalism, and basically that explains how and why people do things and act a certain way in society to maintain harmony and avoid conflicts. And these two theories tie into the video that we watched, The American Requiem, where it talks about basically the downfall of the American dream. And how these tie in together is that they both equally explain how in our society in America that the favor is definitely slanted towards the most powerful and the most wealthy in our society today versus what this theory should suggest and what is fair. So the first thing we're going to talk about is basically the research that came out of the articles and the video that we watched, and it explains how the rise in the super rich leads to a lot of shifts in Congress with policymakers who favor non-unions. They don't agree with that. Basically, the elite don't want the working class people to have power. They want to control everything. And that there are now lower taxes for higher incomes, such as the super rich, which only helps them out even greater and causes a higher burden on the working class and lower income families to sustain the economy. It also talks about how wealth is based more on tax evasion and wage theft, and how they play games to accumulate their wealth status, their richness. And then it also talks about wealth gaps and how policies need to favor the working class more in order for class mobility or the working dream to even be attainable. And it's very much not attainable right now, the way that it is. And things that I learned outside of the foundation, I learned that the super rich can basically take advantage of the 14th Amendment, which was originally enacted to protect formerly enslaved people. So it would give them full citizenship rights after they were freed. And basically that amendment now grants corporations to have such as human rights, and they use this in the form of undocumented immigrants, tax evasions, and they have to go through the legal due process of law before any actions can be taken upon them. So that's how they use that and take advantage of that. Something that most surprised me in my research was the statistic that 70% of the public have no influence on policies, and it just makes you feel really small and really highlights how corporations have the upper hand, and really we're just a small fish in a big sea, and it doesn't really make that big of a difference when you do go vote like you think that it does, which is really sad. And then what I found from the class material that really resonated with me was from chapter 51, where it discusses that most average income families are one paycheck away from poverty and how normal that is. And it basically should suggest that they don't have enough assets to cover their standards of living. And it also suggests that there's not enough emergency funding from the government in the event of a financial crisis. So I thought that really resonated with me growing up with a single dad and 3 kids trying to raise us all with little to no help. So that's really what I took away from that. And then just in conclusion, the American Requiem video was very informational and eye-opening to me. However, it didn't really explain how, as an individual, you can go about making changes and kind of shift the way that the society is going right now economically, and how we can take steps to make those changes. So that's something that I want to look more into and do more research on. And I just thought it was really disturbing with all of these facts, with the direction that the country is going and how greedy corporations have gotten and how they do take advantage of the working people, and that we do know what they're doing, but we just don't really know how to make a difference. Also, with the working in security as well, I definitely feel that in my profession too. I think everybody kind of does, that you are fearful. So what are you going to do to make a change? You really need your job to survive and make ends meet. So it's really going to take a large push as a nation to push policies into the favor of the working class and take the power out of the hands of the wealthy. So yeah, as an American society, unless those things are reversed, it's already created a really ugly society where people are very selfish, and I don't really see a lot of humanity left in a lot of people. So it's really making everybody angry and just mad at each other, and not really supporting each other as much as I think we should. So yeah, I really enjoyed this research project and presentation, and I hope you enjoy it.